God did create a male-female for a purpose. If he wanted us all to be the same way of practice, then we would be exactly the same.
God created 6 other genders as well, which are also in the Torah.
We'll get to that.
This is climax of the century, bruh. These two are gonna go at it. This is gonna be hella based. Can secular and Orthodox Jews see eye to eye? Basically, can religious Jews and non-religious Jews live in peace and harmony? If you're watching this on YouTube, if I do upload it, follow Twitch, join the live conversations, God bless. This guy over here, he looks Chabad. For those that don't know, like, that's like the sect of Judaism that I'm a part of. Like, he looks like, bro might be on my team, y'all. I just hope he isn't too based.
Step forward if you agree. Jewish men should be circumcised.
Bro, I got no tip, bro. They got rid of it, bro. They should keep the tips and stole it, bro. Oh yeah, there he goes. Of course they should. And yeah, this guy is also Orthodox. Yo, this lady, oh wait, did they get I think she's black. That's great representation. God bless. Yeah.
This is part of my relationship with God. But I don't understand why the rest of the world would do it. I do it because God says, this is my relationship with you. Do this, and I will be your God forever. When God says to me, circumcise your son at 8 days, I do it because that is what Jews do.
I remember hearing a story of a woman who was on a transport to Auschwitz. She had just given birth to a baby boy. And while she was marching, she asked someone for a knife, and the German soldier...
Did you just say foreskin hat? Like, that's what I'm wearing? You did not just say that.
Soldier mocked her and said, you want to make your, you want to bring an end to your life sooner? And apparently she took the knife, circumcised her son with the comment so that he should die a Jew. These types of images create such burning metaphors that our families, our grandparents will sacrifice their lives under horrible conditions to be able to maintain that commandment of circumcision.
For 3,800 years, we Jews have done this.
I mean,
it's only been in the last maybe 20 years that people are starting to say, well, do we have to do it? The moment you stop physically doing the covenant and the religious things, assimilation comes in.
I mean, I didn't think it that deeply, bro. I mean, so many people that aren't Jewish get circumcised. Yeah, I mean, I believe that we should get it because it's the covenant between Jews and God and stuff like that. I mean, they got a little graphic there, but...
Can the disagreeer step forward?
I mean, it's a part of their religion, right? I mean, if you want to be religious, you gotta get circumcised.
Just didn't feel it was appropriate for me to talk about this because this is specifically...
Yo, shout out my black Jews, bro. Am I pointing it out too much? Is that a problem?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
a man
great.
issue.
I'm circumcised, and it's never been, an issue for me. Like, I never oh, I wish I wasn't circumcised. It's whatever. I don't remember it. So I have, I guess, some qualms with it about doing that to a baby when they have no say. Obviously, if you're an adult and you want to do it,
that's the aspect.
Okay, go for it. But the specific thing of doing it to a child that has no say is something I kind of...
The same way as becoming a Jew. We have no say.
Yeah, but becoming a Jew doesn't necessarily mean doing something to your private parts.
This is what God wants. This was the first thing that our father Abraham was told by God to do.
When God first asked us to do it, yes, Abraham, who then could say, yes, all right, I will do that. But
he would have done it at 8 days also, but God didn't bring it up until he was 99.
I mean, I see both sides. I mean, I get both sides completely. Because it's like, yeah, like you do that to a child, but then it's like, yeah, this is our tradition we've done for thousands of years.
Hi, my name is Rabbi Chaim Mintz. I am on the Orthodox side.
Oh, okay, we're doing some lore. Nice.
I don't believe there's a God. I know there's a God. Belief means that I accept it because you say so. I know there's a God. I know my Judaism is real. This is the way God created me. This is my purpose. I'm oozing Judaism.
Bro, he's oozing Judaism, bro. Bro's low-key. This guy is gonna be, hella based. He's gonna be mad controversial this entire video. I already know it, bro. Am I actually a rabbi? The funny thing is I am actually a rabbi. That's not even a joke, bro. My name is Walter Hardwell White. Bro, the low-key does look like the confession. Whatever.
Whether you recognize it or not, this is who I am.
Nah,
I don't,
this is my confession, bro.
Really believe in a lot of the religious aspects of being Jewish, but I do love to celebrate the holidays with my family. It's sort of more of a state of being to me than something
I mean, you are fully in your right to do what you want with your life.
Actually do.
Women
bro's standing there like an NPC, bro.
and men have separate roles in society.
Ooh, mad based. Oh shit! Oh, based man stayed still. Oh, I think he's gonna pull like a double whammy. He's gonna be like technically yes, but in God's infinite plan, y'all, it's all the same.
Necessarily.
How much you want to bet, guys? Predictions right now. How much she's gonna say that?
Equal in a certain way, but especially when it comes to Judaism, a woman historically has always been on a higher spiritual level than men. We are the ones that instill the values, the holiness, the culture. We are very strongly a part of the community, and it's important that I'm saying this because these little TV shows that come out, they like to paint the whole situation as if Orthodox Jewish women are second-class citizens and they just want to leave the community and it's so hard for them to exist and they have no say and no life, and it's not true.
I don't.
Wait, what do you say? Is she wearing a wig? Yeah, so like Orthodox Jewish women are supposed to cover their hair because it's meant for like the husband, and it's like to show modesty because it's too holy for like the eyes to see besides that of her husband. And so Orthodox women will like wear like wigs over their hair to like cover it. And low key, it looks real. It looks pretty real sometimes.
Go around saying, well, we're totally equal in all areas. I have different responsibilities when I pray because, like you said, my soul needs greater rectification to reach holiness, whereas my wife's soul, it's a local call. For me, it's a long distance call. So we have different roles.
I want to feel equal in all aspects of Judaism, and all you have to do is go to the Kotel in Jerusalem and take a step back and look at where the mechitza is, where the divider is between men and women at the wall, and the men have 3/4 of the wall, the women have 1/4, and you know we're all packed in there, and I wanted to have my time to touch the Kotel and pray, and I'm trying to, you know, have that moment, and it was really hard to not have that moment.
Yeah, it is very hard. I mean, the reason that they do that is probably because it's vastly men that are probably there. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I mean, the separation is because, you know, you could get distracted while praying and all that crap.
When I was there,
God did create a male-female for a purpose.
Here comes
If
the
he wanted
man.
us all to be the same way of practice, then we would have been exactly the same.
God created 6 other genders as
This is zesty. Okay, you know what? Let's.
well, which are also in the
We'll
Torah.
get to that.
Oh wait, hold up.
Then we would have been exactly the same.
God created 6 other genders as well, which are also in the Torah.
We'll get to that.
This is gonna be, this is gonna be like climax of the century, bruh. These two are gonna go at it. I'm excited, bruh. This is gonna be hella based. She said, what, 6 genders or something, and he's gonna go. I know what she's talking about also, bro. But it's not talking about, it's not actually 6 genders. Whatever, he'll probably go into it.
We'll get to that in a moment. God says, I don't trust men because women are holier.
I've heard that narrative
nuclear,
a lot
yes,
of how
sir.
women are holier. I think
Yes.
the biggest thing for me is if a woman wants to wear a kippah or a talis, she feels like it makes her closer to God.
But there's no need to, because she's already closer to God. We need to wear it as a reminder that God is above us watching over us, right? Because men are stupid, we need it as a reminder. Women don't need it. They're already so holy. They don't need that reminder. Guys, let the Jewboi cook for a second.
Should she not be allowed to do that? I don't
think she's not allowed. I mean, I don't think that's a thing. But it's definitely like not like a custom. It'd be like why, like it would just be like confused. Like, why are you doing that? I'm pretty sure at least.
That's my biggest issue.
Add that to your kosher. Add that to the mikveh. In every religious home, the woman is seriously on a pedestal.
In theory, that sounds good, but I think in practice, men are, praying a certain way to feel closer to God, and when women want to do that, they are told they can't.
I just want to stop in for,
I mean, I guess that's what it probably sounds like, but that's not what it is. You smell
for a
hamburger in the
second.
kitchen?
I want to say, even though I do believe what I believe, I still believe that if people want to do something, they have the right to do so, and I'm not going to judge them for it.
Okay.
I would only marry a Jewish person.
Only Jews in the Jewboi house. No offense to anyone that's watching. I know you really wanted me. According to Jewish law, you must spread the Jews, especially because they keep on killing us. Well, not anymore. Well, maybe. Well, not as much as they once did. Yeah. Look at all my brethren.
I married somebody Jewish, and I wouldn't have thought of going out with anyone else because marriage is not about love. I'm here to build the next generation of Jewish people. I'm on a mission as a Jew to keep Judaism alive.
There you go.
Marrying a Jew is of paramount importance to me, primarily because I see what happens to many intermarried couples down the down the road,
Different
where I
morals.
see the fights that creep up come Christmas, Hanukkah time. Statistically, the divorce rate is so high in this country. So why go into a relationship where you have statistical obstacles to prevent you from ultimately having a healthy marriage?
Like
because I grew up in a Reformed synagogue, we're very accepting of different interfaith families and things like that. I mean, definitely is possible, but again, in all different walks of life, different sects of Judaism, it's so different.
So the couples that you are aware of that were successful in their intermarriage, what happened to their children? And specifically, were the mothers Jewish or not? If the mothers were not Jewish, under Jewish law, the kids are not Jewish.
The couples I know are still together. Some of them, the mother's Jewish, some of them, the father's Jewish. There are more progressive values coming up that say that, you know, if your father's Jewish, we'll still accept you into the community because we want as many Jews into the community as possible.
Jews.
Obviously, not always successful, but I have seen those successful circumstances.
Wait, this is turning into the Jewboi Q&A. Okay, let me see at some of these. If you marry a Jewish woman and adopt, is the kid considered Jewish? No, they're not. It has to be birth.
For sure.
My name is Walter
I'm Allie.
Hartwell White.
I'm here as a secular Jew and I identify as a Reformed Jew. I have dated a non-Jewish person once or twice, and it's something that my parents didn't love, and I actually kept parts of it a secret for a little bit. This is the one area where it's really important for me to end up with a Jewish partner because, again, raising Jewish families and celebrating holidays together, it just minimizes conflict. I just find a lot of connection with other Jewish people.
Just being Jewish isn't enough for me to being, oh, well, that's someone I want to spend my life with. My dad, who's Jewish, when he started dating my mom and when he married her, my mom was raised Christian and she wasn't Jewish. She did convert later.
Okay. Bro had us in the first half. Definitely had us in the first half. Wait, when did she convert, though? Before or after you were born? And what type of conversion? Was it a valid one or was it a non-valid conversion, bruh? It's a thing. Like, so many people, like, literally just convert very, very quickly. Like, they're not doing it properly. Conversion takes minimum a year, bro. Minimum. If you're doing it less than that, like, life is Roblox. Exactly, bro.
They married. It was an interfaith couple for like a couple years.
Every person who I've dated or who's ever loved me has not been Jewish, and I'm mainly attracted.
I mean, you probably date many people, and that's great. That is great, and we are accepting now because of the Holocaust, so we're accepting. Anyways, guys, Jewboi's gonna plead the fifth.
The people who aren't Jewish because I grew up Jewish. I'm Joanna, like Moana. My pronouns are she, they. I'm 20. And I am a secular Jew. My family was Orthodox. I feel judged by Orthodox Jews a lot because
Now, why would you think that? You said who those people are. I'm gonna have a word with them. No, it's not. Don't say fake Jew. Usually, like, their mom could be Jewish. 100%.
Queer presenting. I found it very restricting. Now, being the kind of Jew that I get to be, it's a lot more freeing. I get to be me.
I support Israel in its conflict with Palestine.
Oh, this is gonna be mad based, bruh. Do I even watch this portion? Should I plead the fifth for the entirety of this section, bruh? I low-key might just plead the fifth the entire time, bruh. Jewboi, stay quiet, Jewboi.
Israel deserves to exist. Israel is our ancestral homeland. Also, Jewish liberation doesn't have to come at the cost of Palestinians losing their freedom. So in that sense, I don't agree with the last part of it. However, the conflict is a different situation.
Like you were saying, it shouldn't have to come at the expense of Palestinians. There is a conflict going on right there, right now. What's true for us is different than what's true for other people. And we should just be able to live in peace. I know we want that.
I think blind support for anything is problematic.
That's true.
I'm Canadian. Do I support every action the Canadian government
screw Canada, bruh.
takes? No. Do I support Canada? Of course.
Okay, I'm going to say something that's most probably going to explode this entire...
Ow! Shit, my hand, bruh. I hit a bone, bruh. This guy's gonna cook all over the place. Or he's gonna say something too bad. Anyways, bruh.
entire conversation. 1947, there was no such thing as Palestinian people. They were Jordanians or Egyptian citizens.
Okay, you know, I'm just gonna plead the fifth. I'm just gonna plead the fifth, bro.
In 1948,
I can't
these
do it.
Jordanian and Egyptian citizens were told by their people, go into refugee camps, we'll wipe out the Jewish people, and you'll move back. In 1964, Yasser Arafat came out and said, I am going to raise up a people and call them the Palestinians, because we are going to liberate Palestine from the Jews. The question was, do I support the conflict between Israel and Palestine?
That is the question. The question is the conflict. Yeah, there you go.
Because the Palestine never existed.
Oh boy.
My issue with it is that
this guy's mad-based. Oh, this ain't gonna end well.
you just don't see them as a people, but
Why?
that's
No,
not.
I didn't say
That's
the
what it sounds like.
Why
Here we
did the
go.
Jordanians take them in? Why didn't the Egyptians take in their citizens?
I don't know why that happened, but regardless, a Palestinian peoplehood
It is,
was
Jewboi.
created, and we can't take that away.
But terrorism comes from it.
Terrorism can come from anywhere. We have it in our own country.
I'd like to comment, you know,
Our
I'm a
own
little
country. I mean, that's a bit much. In the Jewboi's country? Maybe 9/11.
and tired of the rhetoric where American Jews have to apologize with this proviso by saying that Israel has a right to defend itself, Israel has a right to exist. You don't hear that language anywhere. No proud citizen of any country says America has the right to exist, England has the right to exist. Do I have to justify it?
Hey, bruh. America was freaking stolen from, like, Native Americans, nah? Didn't they, like, strip that shit too, bruh?
Do I have to bend over backwards to gain the recognition and the acceptance of those who are sitting there like this, judging me? I won't.
There's always this binary terminology also that's used that's very destructive. There is, are you pro-Palestinian or pro-Israel? Why is it one or the other? But this is the terminology that they use when they are only describing this. They don't say, are you pro-China or pro-Korea?
Uh-oh.
I want to support Israel. I love Israel. I want to love it. I want Israel to be a safe place, a safe haven for, you know, Jews and people of all, you know, religions and backgrounds. I'm not saying that I am against Israel, totally pro-Palestinian. I'm just saying
Rose played in the fifth as well. What are my opinion on Canadian Jews? Man, if you're Canadian, get the hell out of here, bruh.
There are things, like you said, that Israel does in regards to the Palestinian conflict that I don't agree with at all. I mean,
what did Obama do, guys, to the... Okay, no, I can't. I plead the fifth. I'm not doing it, bruh.
What you were saying about there being...
The question is if you support Israel and its conflict with Palestine.
Palestine before, you know...
The question, by the way, every question's up here. Oh, my name's blocking it. Okay, that's the thing.
Or there may not have been a Palestine in the country, but there was a burgeoning and growing Palestinian movement and a Palestinian identity growing around those people.
Since 64.
That's not entirely true.
I don't know
Look at the history.
I have looked at the history. There was, I mean, there's a little disagreement on when exactly it started, but there has been a movement among the people, the Arab people in that area to create
because the king of Jordan did not want them anymore in his neighborhood, and the people of Egypt said, we don't want these people.
I don't think it matters why. I don't think it matters why it happened. It just matters that it happened.
Israel is not causing them to suffer.
That's not entirely true.
You show me one policy of Israel that makes that makes the people of these areas suffer.
The settlements, when they appropriate land from the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and then they make the settlements and they make roads and bridges and transportation that Israeli citizens can use, but the Palestinians cannot use.
Fantastic argument. You're right. So what was the problem before the settlements?
The problem before.
What was the problem?
Why was there
rioting? Why was there terrorism before the settlements?
Why was there a massacre in Hebron before the state of Israel was created?
1927.
Why did the
I'm not saying there was no. I am not saying that there is no groups of Palestinians that have never done anything wrong.
I'm just saying you can't take a case out of them in a vacuum. I wanted to share with you.
Why do you never talk about this stuff?
That when Israel is being attacked, let's assume at the UN, and everyone's coming after Israel,
argument.
And Israel feels very isolated. I just want you to imagine what Israelis feel like when they hear American Jews being critical of them at that moment. When they're feeling so down, they want their brothers and sisters in America to support them. And when you don't, you have to understand that there's a psychological toll that they feel. And I share that feeling when I see my fellow American Jews not supporting our brothers and sisters in Israel. You defend your family.
If my brother...
Jewboi definitely isn't racist. I'm not racist, bruh. What was I gonna say? I'll tell you this, all that conflict aside, American Jews will get blamed for that's definitely a problem. The first comments that I ever got on TikTok when I first started going viral on TikTok, first comments I ever got were Free Palestine in my comment sections. I didn't even know what it was. Like I didn't even know any of that crap. Like a few years ago, I had no clue about any of it. I'm an American Jew. Why would I know about it? You know? And the first comments I ever got were Free Palestine. I was like, well, what does this even mean? I searched it up and I'm like, well, I'm not even Israeli. Like what? Like they like looked at me and just assumed that like I'm Israeli or that like I'm whatever. So that was low-key pretty annoying, and I still get it. Like I'm not like I've never even been there, and like I get those comments. Like that's definitely not cool. Most definitely.
Or sister committed a crime, was on death row.
Yes, and then there's that classic video of someone telling me that I killed innocent Palestinians, and then I said I'm from frickin' Ohio.
I would support them emotionally, but I would hope I would still have the bravery to say what you did was wrong.
I have ancestors who died in the Holocaust.
Yeah! Don't we all? Oh shit, this guy doesn't. Or he's gonna give some deep answer that it's more than that.
On my grandmother's side, my grandmother's mother, I'm pretty sure had about 7 or 8 siblings that could have been my future like great aunts and uncles who I never got to meet.
Well, growing up in New York, I didn't know anyone who had a full set of grandparents. Pretty much everyone was a second-generation Holocaust survivor. I know that my mother was from Chernovitz, Romania. She was transported to a concentration camp called Transnistria, where the Germans and the local ruffians took great pleasure in beating up and killing Jews. And just as recently, over this past Shabbos, I learned my great-grandmother and my grandfather's sister perished at Babi Yar, where the Nazis would line somebody up on a ravine and shoot, and they would fall into a trap. So the Holocaust has very much scarred my psyche. In fact, many times I would even fantasize and think that maybe I'm a reincarnation of someone that died in a concentration camp in a gas chamber, because I have such vivid images etched into my mind, because it burns deeply within me.
What I noticed about the world, we call them Holocaust survivors, the children of Holocaust survivors. I, in my synagogue, use a different word. I call them the rebuilders. Because the way the Jewish nation was in Europe, we were not wealthy. We weren't, we were living in huts. They
hated us when we were poor, and then they hated us when we were rich.
Small schools.
Always find a reason.
We don't take this kind of things lightly. We rebuild. So I look at that generation, just about all the Holocaust people that came out. They said, how are we going to rebuild? You brought up how your mom was in the Holocaust. When she came out, what was the first thing that she wanted to carry on?
Have babies, have a Jewish family, make up for the loss that Hitler destroyed. Her children were my mother's revenge, believe it or not, her vindication.
My great-great-grandfather beat up a Nazi and fled to Paris. I will forever milk that story.
I believe that I carry the blood of my ancestors in me, that I have an added obligation to bring honor to their memories who have been perished, and to maintain the faith that they so staunchly defended. So it's not just some footnote in the past, but I believe I'm an ambassador of their values.
Jewish people benefit from white privilege.
Yo! I'll tell you this, my father actually had a problem trying to find a job when he was younger because he had a beard and he looked Jewish. I don't think religious Jews do. I don't think religious Jews do. But an American, someone that isn't religious, I have no clue.
Okay.
America has been playing games where they decided the Irish are now white, the Italians are now white, but 200 years ago they were not. I was 8 or 9 or something, and I was in shul, and I'll never forget, there were these girls that would always play with this ball. One day I walked up to them and I was like, hey, can I please, whatever, I want to play with you. And they were like, oh no, your hands are dirty. I was like, no, look, my hands are clean, and I checked them, see? And then the girls laughed at me, and they were like, ha ha ha, the dirt's all over you.
Oh, that sucks.
And they said, you're black and dirty. Ugh. And they laughed, and then they ran away, and I was just standing there like, what does that mean? Every day I went to sleep, I woke up, I'm like, please Hashem, make me lighter like my sister so that they'll like me better. I just had this ingrown hatred for my own blackness because of what someone else said. And it also led to moments of me not even wanting to be religious anymore.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well, I disagree with the premise that there is a white privilege to begin with. I don't think...
Oh, oh, bro, this is going to be... Oh, okay.
In my grandparents' generation in America, when they were denied jobs because they couldn't work on Shabbos, so they didn't have any white privilege. When Jews were not allowed into various law firms, I don't see any white privilege there. Growing up in Queens...
That's literally what happened, bro. I literally just said that. That's literally like what happened to him, bro.
New York, having my
crazy.
face kicked
That's
in
actually crazy.
By the local
now all the Jews are lawyers and they want Jewish lawyers, right? It's crazy.
Ruffians. I think it is a myth. I am not saying that there isn't racism, unfair treatment to minorities in this country. I'm well aware of it and I litigate it all the time.
If I took off my Jewish jewelry, no one would bat an eye. I live my life as a proud Jew because I want people to recognize my Jewishness, and I don't want anyone to find out after the fact and have maybe regretted hiring me or, you know, things like that. But again, it's recognizing the fact that I pass as a white person in my life. It's hard to recognize what you don't experience.
I think part of it is it's sort of like white privilege doesn't mean you don't have hardships or have struggles or can have terrible things happen to you. It just means that in America currently, struggles that are hardships that you go through, white people don't go through them because they're white. They go through them for a myriad of other reasons.
You know, I grew up in Crown Heights where...
Bro is most definitely Chabad. Okay, that settles it. Crown Heights is like in New York. It's literally like Chabad Central. Okay.
Minority. My parents were very poor. I was given a trip by my uncle to come down to Florida in the 60s. It was the first time I ever saw, we do not serve blacks, dogs, and Jews, and I was on the bottom of the level. I want this country to be what Martin Luther King said. You shall be judged, not by the color of your skin, but by your actions.
Yes! Guys, literally, my great-grandfather marched with Martin Luther King. Here's some Jewboi lore right now. My great-grandfather, he marched with Martin Luther King. He was a Holocaust survivor.
If we in America have a problem keeping to that message and constantly saying what Martin Luther King said, then we're off topic.
There's a thing in America called redlining. It has maintained the division between different ethnic groups in America ever since the Civil Rights Act was passed. And what that means is that if you live in a certain zip code and you are from a certain race or ethnic group, you cannot get a loan, you cannot get a mortgage, you cannot move out of there.
And why aren't there laws to prevent this? Why isn't the
redlining are the laws that were created to make this happen.
So let's make America a better place.
You're from Crown Heights. You should know redlining exists there.
Excuse me?
You should know
redlining. There is no redlining.
Redlining exists there, and let me explain this to you. Redlining.
Oh, it's getting heated. Wait. What was redlining again? I need a. Bro said, "Pardon me? Excuse me."
Redlining maintains and creates anti-Semitism and anti-blackness. How that works.
I grew up there.
How that works.
He said, so basically, like, there's a whole thing between, like, black and Jews. Oh, there's definitely a massive problem, like, in Brooklyn. I'd say it's definitely on both ends. From my friends' experience and, like, my black friends, what they would tell me. Yeah, there's definitely hella racism, hella anti-Semitism going both ways. And it's, like, it's from, like, their parents. And it's just, like, this long, like, toxic. It's really bad.
Please just let her finish. Please let her finish.
Yeah, bro.
She's using my hood. That's why I'm...
Yeah, well, also mine. That's where I was born.
So the Crown Heights that I grew up in was rough and tumble, yes. But when there was the rioting, I got to tell you something. There was a black man sitting in front of my porch. I don't know why, but he was my neighbor, and he didn't want me to get hurt. And I got to tell you something. We embraced, we loved, we had dinner together. The Crown Heights I grew up in was humanity.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very select story. It's a nice story, but overall, I mean, it's pretty bad, I'd say.
What does it mean to be a Jewish person in USA?
Being a Jewish person in America today means consistently dealing with anti-Semitism and never seeing any repercussions for it, which is why I believe
well, now they just like canceled them to oblivion and deplatformed them.
It is more important than ever to be proud of being a Jew in spite of the spikes in anti-Semitism.
Anti-Semitism has increased in the US in recent years.
Yes. Boo, Jewboi, I knew you were like all the rest of them. I knew you were like, yeah, it has though. It has. It definitely has. I could see it. I could see it in my comment section, but I could also just see it like based on my friends' experiences and all that crap. Kanye, guys, Kanye did it. Low-key, Kanye's fine. It's what he started. It's the community he gathered that kind of ruined it.
I agree, especially where I'm from in Brooklyn. I kind of grew up seeing anti-Semitism, especially even though I was a child. My first experience with it was, of course, the riots. And if you were Orthodox, you felt it because you were you're like an identifiable Jew. But if you weren't,
Black people and Jews had riots in Crown Heights in like the 80s. I don't know how it started. I think someone accidentally killed another person, and then it just started crap.
You didn't know what was going on, and now it's so out of control that even people who don't look Orthodox experience it daily. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I run a Jewish Instagram page, and when you look up Jewish on Instagram, mine is one of the first things that comes up. So of course,
Not Jewboi? That's actually the name of my Instagram. My Instagram's literally called Not Jewboi, so it probably wouldn't show up.
The trolls and the anti-Semites, and there was this one instance where these two 13-year-old boys were commenting all over my post saying, I wish your grandparents died in the ovens. I agreed with Hitler.
Man, these kids,
these are two 13-year-old boys.
Bro, least obvious Kanye fan, bro. Nah, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. These kids are they don't even know what they're saying, man.
Where did they learn this?
Because of social media, people can hide behind the screen, people can hide, and they don't have to, in your face. For years, I had a radio show on KFI radio here in LA.
It was on the radio.
And then from time to time, somebody would call in and say, I'm not an anti-Semite, but.
Yeah.
He's right. He's so right. I've heard that so many times. If you're gonna talk about like elitist and the elite Jews, like that's not even the religious Jews, bro. Leave us out of it.
Yeah.
The moment they said that I'm not an anti-Semite, it says, let me recorrect you. You're an anti-Jew. If we took the word anti-Semite out and say, no, you're anti-Jew, do you know how hard it is for them to defend themselves? Anti-Semite's a cool word. It's not so bad. I'm just an anti-Semite.
You know, I never thought about it like that.
You know what?
Anti-Jew.
You're so right.
No, what you're saying, like, this is also something very new that we're doing that started on social media as well. In the past year, what some people who are definitely anti-Jewish would say is, how can I be anti-Semitic? I'm a Semite.
I'm a Semite.
So we started using, exactly.
You're anti-Jew.
So what we started, so the terminology that we have been deciding to use now moving forward is anti-Jew hatred.
We are God's chosen people.
Yeah. Are they all going up? Wow, how beautiful. Guys, the moral of the story.
People always talk about Jerusalem being like the holy city. And I always tell people, I was born in Jerusalem, so that makes me a holy
We're chosen, but our purpose in this world, because some people misinterpret it as privilege or that we think we're better than people. No.
No.
Our purpose in this world is to be a light to the world.
Let's get to the crux of what chosen really means. When God created Adam and Eve, God gave them a religion. The religion was 7 commandments to live by. When the world was destroyed because the world wasn't living by these 7, God came to Abraham and says, I'm choosing you and your children to do 613.
The 7 commandments, which I think, like, even if you aren't Jewish, we still believe like you're still supposed to follow it. Do not murder. I've said this before, right? There's only one God. Don't deny God's existence. Don't murder. Don't steal. Don't eat the blood of a living animal. Respect family relations, like sexual relations. And establish a proper court justice. He's a fake rabbi. No, who, me? I'm real, bruh. And this guy is also, as I think.
So what does it mean really to be chosen? I got a bigger job for you.
Christians believe that only Christians go to heaven and everyone else goes to hell. Jews don't believe that.
As long as if you follow those 7 laws, I'm pretty sure that even if you're not Jewish, you go to heaven.
So when we say we're the chosen people, we're not saying that we're the only ones that are good enough to go to heaven. Like you're saying, we just have more, a bigger job to do.
When I see a general in an army with all of his medals on his lapel, and I keep thinking about how proud he is to be a member of his army, and he wears his medals with pride, I keep thinking, as a Jew, I wear my medals with pride. And what comes to mind in response to the prompt is the prayer that we say on the holidays. I'll say it in Hebrew, and then I'll translate it in English. Ata v'chartanu mikol ha'amim, you chose us above all nations. Ahavta yisanu, You love us. V'ratzisa banu, and you desire us. V'romamtanu mikol al shanos, and you raised us up above all other nations. There's a love affair between God and the Jewish
the music.
People. I think it's very, very important that we maintain our pride. We wear our medals with pride. We don't apologize for who we are. And we do the best that we can.
I'm going to say it was a pleasure exposing the Jewish community to the world.
How beautiful it is when everyone can sit together and talk.
Baruch Hashem.
Bro got me emotional. Bro got me feeling comfy at the end, bro. Yeah, at least they all ended up nice and happy. That's cool. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to follow the Twitch so you can be a part of future streams like this. Enjoy the Discord server so you can give me some videos I should react to on stream. While you're here, you should watch this. I put so much effort into this and I think you'll enjoy it. Smash like, subscribe. Goodbye.